It's time to start. It's time to start. And we are on. We are on. Welcome, everybody. This is the LeoZagami show. We are no longer on Aftermath FM because it doesn't exist anymore. Now it's Claudia Lewis site. Do you think we have been brought for a ride?
I don't know.
Supporting this project of Aftermath FM. I don't know about these internet radios, guys. Anyway, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Yes, who's that? Rambo?
I took him out.
What is he doing? He wants to participate. Watch him. Bring him
As
here.
soon as he hears that music, he starts up.
I know. It's like an automatic chihuahua response.
He went out.
Come here. Yeah, bring him here. Bring him here. We have, as you know, a little darling in the house. He's a little chihuahua that we have for 14 years. He's been a fixture in the Zagami family, and now he wants to participate to the LeoZagami show. We have a lot of news. Chris, you have a lot of news today. We actually have some breaking news also from Canada. In the meantime, 5 minutes past the hour. Huh?
I'm a little bit late.
Okay, my wonderful people who are following the LeoZagami show. I see a lot of people from California. Hello from San Bernardino, Los Angeles, but even from Amsterdam. So we have also some people from Europe. We have an excitable man who we don't know where he's from. And then we have, who we have? We have people that are tuning in. They're tuning in. I don't know. Facebook seems to be a little bit not functioning. This Rambo, what's up with Facebook? You have I heard you have a profile on Facebook, Rambo. I heard you have a profile on Facebook, Rambo. Who's doing shaky? Poor Rambo.
I'm gonna put him back.
No, he's okay. Hello from Ireland, UK. Well, we see more and more people tuning in. The tomorrow's news, no. The next month's news here today. We said everything will happen in China during the Winter Olympics between Xi Jinping and Putin. Did it happen, Christy?
Yes.
Okay. So when is this book coming out? Because people are asking, when is your volume 7 coming out? It's so revealing, so important, so relevant today. Monday. Hopefully. Cross.
It won't.
We need to understand that it's not us anymore. It's our graphic designer who is really working non-stop to provide us with a sensational book cover, though. We have to admit, he's very talented. His name is Vincenzo Viceversa from the Umbria region in Italy. He's working on this cover right now. He's been the creator of all these impressive covers. Volume 4. Very important book.
He has to move because he's an artist, so he has to.
Volume 6.66, very important. All these covers made by Vincenzo, fantastic. Volume 5, and of course, then we have your books. Your books are self-made covers. So Christy wants to be an artist herself of her own covers. Volume 1 and 2, if you want to get the female perception of what happens behind the scene in the Zagami family. LeoZagami's Volume 66 has arrived. Beautiful book. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you appreciate it. Cody Bruce, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Petra Carter, ciao Leo, da Cagliari. Oh, Cagliari. So from Sardinia. Hello. Hey. Okay. We have, of course, been breaking so much news already on Thursday, but today we have more news, Christy. Because it's like, but we said all the news. Now we're going to do on Tuesday, on Saturday. We're going to have more news. News happens every day, Christy. Every day. Yes. Okay. At this point, let's start with the news. Okay, let's get serious here. Huh? let's get serious. Let's get serious. In this clown world, Christy, there is people are really. I mean, this English actress. She did a movie for the that went on the Sundance Festival list. Was of course put together by a bunch of libtards that probably criticized her. She is actually half caste. No, she's not white, but because she's not black enough, she has in some way apologized publicly. Let me.
He's growling.
Why is he Rambo growling? Why is Rambo?
Oh, no.
I mean, Rambo, you need to understand that this is a serious show. You can't take over the show. So basically, in this clown world, this actress cries, apologizes to dark-skinned actress for not being black enough. She's English. She does it in a very proper English manner. Let's have a moment of this sensational clown from the clown world. Here she is, this black actress who says she's not black enough. She's not black enough.
You must have got my note, though. I put it on your truck yesterday.
I now realize that my internalized prejudice was stopping me from feeling like I could play this role, when it's precisely that prejudice that I've received. It doesn't matter that it's from African-American women more than anyone else. It doesn't matter. I received prejudice. Anyone who's received oppression and prejudice feels this character. I've wanted so desperately to apologize every day.
She wanted so desperately to apologize for what? This insanity needs to end. You can't be judged by the color of your skin, and these people just keep on remarking this whole division.
Darker skinned actresses to say, I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you.
My mama looks like you. And
it's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth. But I do think that any women of color who've, whether they're pale or whatever, who've managed to help other actors, you know, get into this business, we matter. Whenever they say that Black women have watched the movie, and it's really, really, really mattered to them. I just thank God that my light skin didn't stop that from happening. I'm so that it didn't cause more pain.
Is she crying?
Yeah, she's crying. She's really absolutely crying. The Associated Press reported on this joke. I mean, is this insane? Is this insane? Is this insane? It is insane. I mean, Christy, comment from you. In the meantime, somebody asked for the name of this black actress who is called Tandive Newton. How do you spell this? Tandive
Newton?
Yes.
I never heard of her.
I don't know, but she's darker, but not dark enough. She's not dark enough. Sky News reports her new film, God's Country, has been adapted for a short story by James Lee Brooke, but has swapped the lead character from an older white man into a black woman. Because you see, I mean, how much of this rubbish are we gonna have to take in the next few years? This is crazy, insane. In the meantime, please share this video. Share this video because without your support, we can't go on. You need to subscribe. Your friends need to subscribe. Your friends need to know that Leo Zagami is somewhere still on YouTube. We have a channel. We also beg you to subscribe to the channels that are listed in the description of this video. Either you're watching us on Facebook, either you're watching us on YouTube. Please subscribe to all the channels, the emergency channels, because the main channel here on YouTube might be closed down. Even our Facebook accounts might be closed down. You need to stay in touch with us. You need to, of course, write down all the links, the emergency links. So somebody said, just tuned in, trying to put things together here. Well, that's great. And we will help you put things together in a crazy world in which, you see, there is this guilt that is forced on people. And the Pope agrees with all this. Cancel culture, Black Lives Matter, whatever. By the way, they are investigating the Black Lives Matter organization because apparently there's a lot of frauds going on, suspicious activities. Who knows? Of course, we don't condemn the idea that Black Lives Matter, but white lives matter, yellow lives matter, all lives matter in front of God. We want to put an end to this nonsense. But the Pope is a communist. He doesn't want that. The Pope last year, when it was, he transformed that. I used to have it here, the Piety of Michelangelo. He transformed it and made it into a black Piety of Michelangelo. By the way, okay, let's move forward because we have more breaking news. Now, this breaking news comes from China. They just started the Winter Olympics. Yesterday, a Dutch reporter was physically removed during a live broadcast. This is what happens in communist China.
We gaan naar China, naar onze correspondent Sjoerd den Daas.
Of course, this is Dutch. We have some Dutch listeners at the moment, the viewers that talk from Amsterdam. Maybe they're able to translate what they're saying. But as you see, the Chinese policeman is removing him. I don't know the reason.
Ja, dat denk ik ook, Sjoerd. We gaan door met het volgende onderwerp. Ja. Dan gaan we inderdaad door met het volgende.
She's coming back probably. Finally, they got him back.
Iemand daarbij in alle rust. Sjoerd,
So the reason, what is the reason? Was he in a bad place? Poor guy. I mean, working in communist China, trying to deliver some news on the Winter Olympics, getting forcefully removed by the Chinese communist. Whatever. Chrissy, what do you think about that? The Freedom Convoy. Well, we're about to talk about that. Something has happened, guys. Actually, several people got injured by a vehicle that appears to intentionally have rammed into the Freedom Convoy. People, witness in Winnipeg, have basically said it was a white vehicle that intentionally rammed into the protesters. We have a video of it. We are breaking this right now. It's sad. It's probably some kind of false flag operation directed by Justin Trudeau. But we need to deliver these images because it's important that all of you see what's going on in Winnipeg right now. This is breaking. So we don't really know exactly here what happened. There is no audio to this video. We know that at one point, though, in Winnipeg, the freedom of Canadian citizens has been again put into intentionally. They have basically sabotaged these peaceful people that are trying to carry on protesting against the dictatorship of Justin Trudeau. We talked about the dictatorship of this communist, son of a communist, not Pierre Trudeau, but Fidel Castro. In the video, a white vehicle can be seen speeding and then ramming into the back of another vehicle where protesters are casually lining the edge of the street. So it's like they're, boom, it's arriving very... In the video that you're seeing, it appears as though the driver is intentionally ramming into the vehicle in front of it, where the pedestrian is also standing. So this is possibly a false flag against the peaceful convoy, the Freedom Convoy. That, by the way, had also a lot of problems with GoFundMe. We use GoFundMe. At the moment, we are still on GoFundMe. We advise people to use GoFundMe. Fundly is a great opportunity, as we have been ourselves banned permanently from PayPal several times. So we don't like PayPal. We no longer can use PayPal. So if you're interested in supporting us, we have also Cash App, which is a great app. and we have Foundry. You can find all the details in the description of this video. I'm asking you this because, of course, with even a small donation of $1-2 a Cash App, you can support us. We will keep on using GoFundMe, at least for the time being, but we suggest you use the alternatives that we provide, which are Cash App and Foundry. Foundry has been very good to us. They're doing a great job. So we will soon subscribe to Give, Send, and Go. I mean, it's like something we've been, Give, Send, Go. It's definitely a new platform that has already gathered 1 million in donations to the Canadian truck drivers in only 12 hours. We remind our viewers that unfortunately, the images that are coming from Winnipeg show that some people got hurt during a deliberate act of sabotage. In the meantime, Justin Trudeau's vicious lies and smear might have also inspired this car ramming. So, I mean, will media run with this like Charlottesville? Is this some kind of false flag? Tens of thousands of truckers and working class Canadians have basically launched a protest for the last week or so, started on the 29th of January, more or less. The Freedom Convoy 2022 arrived in Ottawa last Saturday. Since, and I'm learning. Protests have been seen in Ottawa, Alberta, Toronto, demanding an end to this tyrannical communist regime of Justino. Justin Trudeau. Somebody says, good afternoon. Well, here is 21 minutes past 10 o'clock in the morning. Did I have?
Some people it's afternoon.
I know. For some people it's afternoon. For some people it's evening. For some people it's night, the middle of the night. We are followed all over the world. So we should say, happy Saturday, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever.
Good everything.
So definitely, like I said, we are keeping GoFundMe, but mainly for the people from Italy because they seem to like GoFundMe. So we are using it at the moment, but mainly for them. For our English-speaking audience, we suggest Cash App or Foundry. But please support us because what day is it? It's Saturday. At least here is Saturday. I don't know what day it is where you are, but here is Saturday. What day is it? This guy. What kind of question is this? Okay. Like I said earlier, we are no longer on Aftermath FM. If there is any radio station out there who wants to pick up a great show delivered by my beautiful wife and myself, the Leo Zagami show is available for any platform interested, aside from, of course, the work that you already do on Facebook, on YouTube. There's a lot of people following us on all these platforms at the moment, but we please ask you to share this video. We saw Tandy Newton, the actress there. She's not black enough.
I remember her from something now.
Yeah.
Was she the one? I don't know.
I don't know. Was she the one that did Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. However, let me move forward. England, by the way, they're celebrating tomorrow a big event. So tomorrow is a great event for England. The Queen celebrates 70 years on the throne. This is the demonstration that monarchies have when they are carried with dignity and can actually have very much. They are much more durable than any democracy. Now, of course, I always explained that we, in the republic on which we stand, has gained their independence in 1776, and that's great. But there is one thing here, that now we are getting sabotaged, infiltrated. Our politicians left, right, and center, no matter if Democrats or Republicans, are being bought by China. Is this the way of the future, or we are going to basically succumb to China and Russia? In the meantime, of course, China and Russia met, and like I, of course, forecasted on InfoWars last week and also on our show, this was an important meeting, much more than just a visit by Putin to Xi Jinping. It was much more than a meeting between these two figures. And I think that the world has realized that the alliance between these two is very, very strong. Christy, what do you think about what's going on in Beijing? Because they have the Winter Olympics, of course. We have just seen how they treat journalists, not in the best way possible.
I don't know. I think it's we're going to see a lot more trouble going on there. I mean,
but this alliance between Russia and China, it's now finally visible to everybody, because a lot of people always said, oh, but Putin is on our side.
they
Putin,
seem like really great buddies.
Well, Putin is on our side. Putin is on the side of Russia. Whatever makes Russia happy, Putin will do. And the alliance with China is an alliance that's been going on for since the communist era. In the communist era, actually, there was a little bit of competition between the two brands of communism. So they didn't always align with each other. But we noticed that because now Russia is no longer a communist country, even if it is actually the same, because it's like a democratic dictatorship of some kind. But let's go and see the images that arrive from the Chinese, I think, TV here, that show us this meeting, this historical arrival of Vladimir Putin, that of course coincide also with the opening of these Winter Olympics that were of course propaganda pure and simple here. Well, what is this guy saying?
Vladimir Putin in Beijing. The meeting comes just before the opening ceremony of the Beijing Winter Olympics. President Xi said the meeting will inject more vitality into China-Russia relations, and that mutual trust will continue to be enhanced between the two countries.
Now, this meeting, though, went much further than just a meeting of two bodies, because of the Olympics. This is like an alliance, and China has condemned NATO, has literally moved to condemn NATO, and suddenly NATO and America has backed off from their narrative of impending invasion of Ukraine. Suddenly they said, oh, it's no longer impending. Maybe the Russians are not so willing to invade Ukraine. While instead, if you go on the ground, there is practical practical reasons to say that this is an ongoing invasion and that they are preparing for war. So as you can see, there is two versions of reality. Oh, what's happened here? We are basically only on audio, Christy. So what we're gonna do here? Okay, let's go and then come. Guys, I don't know what happened. We were sabotaged by the Chinese.
Yes, so.
A Chinese sabotage. So, guys, we had a moment of Chinese sabotage. No, it's not the bill. It's that they literally sabotage the camera. And that is something the Chinese like to do. Because remember one thing, guys, that you might be using, for example, a Logitech camera, but all these things are made in China. And so it's very easy for them. One guy said, it was me. That's not bad. That's not bad. You are back. I'm back. Yes, we're back. Christy, we're back?
Right.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. We go on with the news. We go on with the news. And and of course the title is the Pope behind China and Russia, the Pope who in the last few years has indulged in very close relationship with Vladimir Putin, aside from the relationship with the Orthodox Church, direct relationship with Putin through their own nuncio apostolico, through their own diplomatic means, through the Order of the Holy Sepulchre in Russia. That it's like, I don't know if I have here maybe some images that can be shown about the fact that we have this alliance going on, and people really don't really know much about it. Remember, though, that historically, we have very close link between the Jesuit order and Russia. So this is very important. And the Russian Orthodox Patriarch, of course, must be tolerating all this. So I have personally met actually representatives of the Russian Order of the Holy Sepulchre in Rome. And by the way, the Apostolic Nunciature to Russia is the diplomatic mission of the Holy See in the Russian Federation. And it's located in Vadogowski Lane. And basically it is from there that in a way the Pope keeps on his constant relationship with Vladimir Putin. At the moment that the apostolic nuncio that is in charge is called Giovanni Daniello, who is an Italian prelate of the Catholic Church who works in the diplomatic service of the Holy See. And he's, of course, an archbishop since 2001, but is also a known homosexual and somebody who likes to go for young children in Thailand as well as Cambodia and other countries. Just so we make things clear, can we have the air conditioning so we can make it for more fresh? Huh? Because we get all these subjects, so we kind of warms a situation. The situation warms up. You know that I like to have, let's say, a fresh air. Huh? What do you think, Chrissy? Okay, so what is your thought about? Do you remember the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre? We actually went there to their headquarters. You remember that thing near the Jesuits, and you went in, you came there with your son before you went to the Vatican, then you came back there after you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hanging out front for a little while. These people were looking out in through the window. They were looking down. Isn't that across the street from where you brought Alex Jones?
Yes, actually, I even bought Alex Jones there.
You went inside. I was looking for you because you had like disappeared in Rome, and I was looking for you. So then me and Tony were going around because you had like this meeting, and then you were like, I was supposed to meet you, and you were late, and so then I went in front of there. And I was hanging out, and like, I don't know, when you feel like somebody's watching you, and then we looked up and there somebody was watching us from the upstairs. It just looks like just a nondescript building. I mean, there's a big emblem on the front.
But actually it is independent territory, even from the Vatican. It's like a jurisdiction of its own. It's not under the Italian law. It's not under it is completely independent. I want to show, though, to those who are interested, this investiture of the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre in the Russian Federation, made, of course, a few years ago, but still, I mean, this is what goes on. And I think that people need to see these things so they understand how close the Vatican is to Russia. Aside from the dialogues that go on through interreligious means between the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church, there is something much more. No, it's not a Russian Orthodox guy. It's a Catholic bishop who is in Moscow. This is, as you can see, an investiture one of the holy orders, or main orders, the knighthoods of the Vatican in Moscow. Here we are. One will not imagine really that in a land of Orthodox people, people following the Orthodoxy, I mean the Orthodox Church, you will find then all this reverence and people willing to even get knighted in the order of the Holy Sepulchre. But this is basically what happens. This is really what happens in Russia. And this, let's remember also the history of the knighthood of this knighthood. This is the most old knighthood in general of the Catholic Church. This is probably the first knighthood when Godfredo de Bouillon, he started with the Crusades. And of course they have a specific kind of cross, you see, that cross that they use, which is then in use also in the high degrees of this ancient and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, also in the York Rite. They have their own degree dedicated to the Holy Sepulchre. We have Venmo or Zelle. I don't know what Venmo or Zelle. This system for payment, Venmo or Zelle?
No.
What are they?
They're, yeah.
What are they?
Like payment things.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we should use them.
I don't know.
What?
There's a different one.
Well, we will expand. So as you can see, this is what happens in Russia. In Orthodox Russia, the Catholic Church. And when I went to, I was in that place where you came that time, where you should, which is.
You went a couple of times, didn't you go with Timothy Alberino too?
I went with Timothy Alberino. Well, I mean, I've been many times at headquarters.
That's like one of your hangouts.
Yeah, I used to hang out at the bar and restaurant of the Order of the Holy Sepulchre. Actually,
it was really nice.
Yeah, if you go and pick up next to the flowers there is those matches. And actually, I want to show something to our audience.
That's a really nice restaurant.
Well, it's a very nice restaurant owned by the order, and it's not a Maltese cross. It's the cross of the Order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, which is a different kind of thing. Actually, I can show you, maybe for those people who are interested to understand a little bit more about it. Let me, if they want to, here we are. Order of the Holy Sepulchre. For those who don't know what it is, let me just show some images. It's not the Knights of Malta. They are a completely different order.
What order did you have that you did with your order?
I had different order. I also was invested of several, but I never really wanted to join the Order of the Holy Sepulchre because, of course, it's directly linked. It's in front. Basically, it's controlled by the Jesuits. It's on the other side of the road. I want to join an order that is. As you can see here, there is even the Pope here with one of the representatives. I think there is, at the moment, a American cardinal who is in charge of this order. I will check out for you guys. In the meantime, welcome everybody to the Leo Zagami show, 37 minutes past the hour, wherever you are. We are the only show that really analyzes in a different way the current events. Here you can see one thing that is important for all you to. The Pope is the sovereign of this order. So for me, it would be impossible to join an order where the Pope is the sovereign of this order. He's like the Grand Master. It's basically, it's like, on the contrary of the Knights of Malta have their own, but I mean, they also have a cardinal usually, who is in charge. The order has an estimated 30,000 knights and dames around the world. The Cardinal Grand Master has been, since 2019, Fernando Filoni. So I don't think it's no longer, I think he used to be an American before, but now it's this guy here called Fernando Filoni. who used to be for the representative of the Congregation for the Organization of the Peoples. He's an expert in Chinese affairs and the Middle East. Let me show, guys, how these things are all interconnected. The Grand Master, I repeat, the Grand Master of the order, the oldest order in the Vatican at the moment, as you can see yourself, he is an expert of Chinese affairs and on the Middle East. See how these things are all interconnected? So basically, the Vatican is there with the experts and with their control. Now, if you are in Rome and you happen to go to Borgo Santo Spirito, the headquarters of the Jesuits, then on the other side of the road, you have the. Maybe we can go on Google Maps. What do you think? Let's see,
Yeah.
Rome. Let's see if we can go on Google Maps.
And go where?
And then we can show to our audience how close the headquarters of this basically of this order is to the headquarters of the Jesuits, literally on the other side of the road.
Yeah. And it's all dark and scary in there. It gets really dark, right? They don't even have any lights in that area. It's just really dark and spooky.
It is a very spooky area.
That's like you brought Alex Jones there.
Yeah,
he got a little bit scared.
He was scared. He got a little bit scared. Alex got a little bit scared. Guys, Alex got a little bit scared. I'm sorry to say, but he got a little bit scared. I mean, it was a scary moment, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. It was a particular moment for us to actually go there in the middle of the night. And I was able to enter that place because I knew them. Because, like you said, I had kind of familiarity with the place. So they didn't know who Alex was. Otherwise, they were probably, they would probably come after us. Now, we are here. This is basically, let me show our viewers where we are. Here we are.
Okay, so like when you went with Timothy Alberino.
Well, with Timothy Alberino, we actually filmed inside Borgo Santo Spirito. Now, you see, you have there on the corner Borgo Santo Spirito. Now, the actual
where's that
order,
cafe?
The cafe is here.
Oh, okay.
This is the cafe. This is the order of the Holy Sepulchre building in front of the order of the Jesuits, of the Company of Jesus. So as you can see, there is, let me see though, because I am here this moment. I don't understand if we are we on the air or not?
Oh my God.
I don't know if we are on the air or not. Sorry.
Where's our face?
Here. So I was getting confused, guys. Okay. I was like, where am I? With all these things on the computer open.
Don't, just keep it open.
No, but I wanted to go. I was Borgo Santo Spirito. I was actually on Google Maps. I was in Borgo Santo Spirito.
Did you show the Google map?
I don't even know because I was. Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay. Here. No, here. Okay. Stop. Let me see if I can get the. Okay. Okay, so okay, here we have. So Borgo Santo Spirito is here.
Are you sure you're showing it?
Yeah, this is I'm showing it here. Watch.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so on the other side, so when you say Borgo Santo Spirito, you are talking about the area where is the Vatican. See, we are in the middle of the. Here you go Via della Conciliazione, and then. Basically, you are in the area of the Vatican.
Where they lock you up?
That's another. Where they locked me up. Yeah, that happened. At one point, they locked me up in an island near there. The island which actually is in.
There's all nuns in there. He was locked in. It's not funny.
No, it's not funny. It wasn't funny when it happened. But in any case, as you can see, the building. This is Chiesa Santo Spirito, which is in front. And basically this is the church that is in front of the, or as you can see, then you have on the other side Borgo Santo Spirito, which, by the way, they don't show the, maybe they show it. I don't know, guys. I'm not very practical with this thing, but it's all in the same area, basically. Okay. I still feel warm. Christy, can you put the temperature down a little bit? How much is the temperature here at the moment?
68.
Down. Alex, what time he does? 66, huh? 67?
I don't know. It's really very, very cold.
Yes.
Daria was freezing.
Daria usually freezes at InfoWars headquarters in Austin,
Everybody
Texas.
was so cold there.
I like it. You don't sweat in front of the cameras, especially when you have all these lights. How many lights we have here?
Few.
Hmm?
I don't know.
Somebody says Jewish roots of Russian president. Well, I'm Jewish, so what's the problem? I have Jewish roots too. He actually has, Vladimir Putin, also Venetian roots, by the way. He's actually, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah, he's actually has Italian, Venetian roots. Let's remember that St. Petersburg is a town that was actually literally constructed by Italian architect. It's all very beautiful and very similar to Italy's architecture. You remember that church in Santa Scholastica? We might have visited Santa Scholastica in Subiaco. It has the same, the architect who built half of St. Petersburg, who built it. Yes. So it's like...
St. Petersburg is very beautiful.
Leo gets a 10 for that suit and tie today. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, this tie comes from Moscow. But I'm not going to tell the whole story. But it comes from a very dear friend of mine in the Russian Federation. I can't add more than that. Especially now. I mean, I don't want to be misunderstood, but I mean, we are in a delicate situation at the moment. So, my dear friends who are tuned in from all over the world, we have yet more news breaking. So we are going through it as we talk. We have talked about what has been happening with China and Russia meeting together. We know that China is particularly close to the Vatican. Of course, the Vatican gives a lot of money to China, Christy. A lot of money to China. And
you mean China gives a lot of money to the Vatican?
Yes.
Okay, you said the other way. The Vatican gives a lot of money to China.
Oh, that's wrong then.
It's the other
Thank
way.
you for correcting
I told
me
you I
again.
pay attention.
That's very good. That's very good that you're paying attention, because I got it wrong. Every now and then I can have a lapse of reason. No?
Not very often.
Not very often. Okay. So
When you're doing the news, at least.
huh?
When you're doing the news, you don't.
Now, lately, the Pope, the communist Pope, is being, in a way, attacked because he has been speaking about taxes. Yeah, people, I mean, these days have very much difficulties, especially in Italy, paying taxes. But the Pope, speaking to the delegation of the Agenzia delle Entrate, which is basically like the crooks that come after you, they are nothing in comparison to, I mean, you can't compare them to the IRS. These people are like real thugs. The Pope delivered a speech and thanked them very much and said that he kind of mixed up the tax team in a way. He said that he was expounding on some teachings of the gospel on taxation, since in the Bible there is no lack of reference to the theme of taxes. Well, there is, give to Caesar what is of Caesar. In this regard, the practice of paying is little known but very interesting. The Pope noted in which a tenth of a person's revenue is given to the king, as Abraham did after he received blessing from the priest king. Okay, that's okay. But the problem is that people are not giving in Italy a tenth of the revenue. They're giving more than half of the revenue. The Pope also says that interpreting taxation is a sign of legality and justice. Of course. But must favor the redistribution of wealth as a function of the common good. So what is this? Of course, here we start going into his Marxist doctrines. Of course, it's right that he attacked the scourge of tax evasion, but the Pope and his church have been the ones who have helped tax evaders more than anybody else. So it's like hypocrisy that comes out all the way. I mean, out from this hypocrisy that comes out from the Pope is incredible. It's true, like I said, that Abraham offers attempts to Melchizedek as a faith affirmation. It's true that Jesus said, give to Caesar what is to Caesar, but the problem is that the Pope is a communist. And so he is starting to attack really the concept of private property. He's like implying almost that private property is wrong because, as you know, he works together with Klaus and we all need to own nothing and be happy. Yeah?
No, right.
You want to own nothing and be happy. Somebody is scared. What's happened?
I hear him going out.
No, it's not my car, of course. Also, it is the most beautiful video audio podcast in the world. Any other nominations? I don't know. You can bring your own nominations, Eric. Why not? Well, who is it?
Not you.
I know, but it should sort it out. It's becoming annoying for our listeners, viewers all over the world. You have a crazy car.
Okay, it stopped.
Yeah.
In his studio.
So the Pope, in a way, is extraordinarily unsophisticated. This is what political scientist Paul Kengor said, that and deeply simplistic in his analysis of taxation, which again merely full claims that Francis is a socialist, a Marxist, and so forth. So he also claims that all this, because Professor Kengor, who was actually a biographer of Pope John Paul II, an author of the recent bestseller, The Devil and Karl Marx, Communism, Long March of Death, Deception, and Infiltration, says about this Pope, I will never defer to this Pope on question of taxations and economics. I mean, this guy will like to basically overtax everybody, but in the end, let's remember how many companies, actors from Hollywood and stuff have used the Vatican Bank to avoid paying tax. Let's be a little bit more honest. Let's be a little bit more genuine, you know? It's...
I saw something interesting.
What?
It said that Italy has the lowest birth rate in Europe. And then I heard on your Italian show the other day that you said that the Italians in Milan and Rome, they watch Pornhub the most. So I wonder if that's why they're just too busy watching Pornhub.
No, the problem is that the problem is that unfortunately they've been brought up by the Vatican, by a society of communists, the Catholic communists, as they call them in Italy. It's a mix of Catholic and communism. Unfortunately, they have destroyed all the family values for a long time. They have sabotaged them. And basically, they have indulged it. They have pushed the Italians to not reproduce themselves because, you get married, and you're crazy, then you have to. They made the divorce very difficult. People have to basically give up on everything. If they divorce, they end up often even in the streets as homeless. After their first divorce. I'm not talking about 5, 6, 7 divorces. I mean, here in America, people divorce all the time. But in Italy, they literally make you broke. There is also a crazy thing that I've learned lately. My brother, who works for the state in Italy, in a particular office, he actually got, because of his position, the state pays for all his expenses for divorce.
Really?
Yes. Because you see, it's a country of crooks. They look after themselves, of bureaucrats. So Chris will be an epic mom. She is already a mom. She has two grown-up kids. One is a Marine, and the other one is a nurse. So I mean, I guess that
I'm a mom to a dog, a little chihuahua.
And she's now a mom to a little chihuahua. So here we are, guys, with our show. We are nearly into the second hour. But before we go into the second hour, let's talk more about this Pope. This Pope who has, of course, been spinning also his Abu Dhabi declaration that was signed now 3 years ago. A lot of this will be part of my latest book, that discusses very much in detail also the connections between this one world religion, the World Economic Forum, Davos agenda, and the rise of cyber Satan, aka, the artificial intelligence, aka cyber Satan. It seems like the Pope, aka, say aka, you say aka, yeah,
aka also known as.
Okay. So the Pope, he keeps on pushing his human fraternity agenda. He then in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, issued a new encyclica called Fratelli Tutti, All Brothers, which was clearly referring to Freemasonry. It was like more or less a Masonic kind of document that he brought out. Now the Pope is basically coming out with more propaganda. It's like this Pope is never happy. He wants more and more propaganda.
Is he the most political Pope that we've
ever
had?
Definitely. He is definitely a very political Pope. Very political Pope, a Pope that pushes for something that is not even Christian. His idea of religion is not really Christian. But in any case, he made a message, a public message, for the second International Day of Human Fraternity, because now, since last year, we have even the UN approving this yearly Human Fraternity Day as an event, and the Pope delivered the speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, breaking from Rome, of course, we have to also deliver the message of the Pope, so we can then discuss it. I know that in this clown world, even the message of the Pope is not that great, but we need to see what he's saying. Mm-hmm. Okay, here he is.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, permettetemi anzitutto di salutare con affetto e stima il grande imam.
Christy here. I have to take off the thing there, otherwise the people can't.
What?
The writing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so guys, so otherwise you can't see the subtitles.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, permettetemi anzitutto di salutare con affetto e stima il grande Imam Ahmed Al-Tayeb.
The grande Imam, Islam on the rise from the Vatican.
Ho firmato il documento sulla fratellanza umana per la pace mondiale e la convivenza comune. In questi anni abbiamo camminato come fratelli.
That document, really signed at the beginning of 2019, is really the document that kickstarts the one world religion. And then we have Christie, of course, the rise of the one world religion, but at the same time we have the pandemic, the present crisis, the fact that the religions have been more and more politically used for this purpose.
La consapevolezza che, rispettando le nostre rispettive culture e tradizioni, siamo chiamati a costruire la fratellanza.
La fratellanza is a Masonic terminology, Christy, no? So it's like he's very much talking with Masonic terminology.
Quale barriera contro l'odio, la violenza e l'ingiustizia. Ringrazio tutti coloro che ci hanno accompagnato su questa strada. Sua Altezza lo Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed per il suo costante impegno in tale direzione. l'Alto Comitato per la Fratellanza Umana per le varie iniziative promosse in diverse parti del mondo e l'Assemblea Generale delle Nazioni Unite perché con la risoluzione del dicembre del 2020 ha permesso di celebrare oggi la seconda giornata internazionale della fratellanza umana. E la gratitudine si estende a tutte le istituzioni civili e religiose che sostengono questa nobile causa. La fratellanza è uno dei valori fondamentali e universali.
The fraternity, not Jesus Christ, not God, is the fundamental value, the universal value for these people. Where is God?
Che dovrebbe essere alla base delle relazioni tra i popoli, così che quanti soffrono o sono svantaggiati non si sentano esclusi e dimenticati, ma accolti, sostenuti come parte dell'unica famiglia umana. Siamo fratelli. Tutti nel nostro condividere sentimenti di fratellanza gli uni per gli altri, dobbiamo farci promotori di una cultura di pace che incoraggi sviluppo sostenibile, tolleranza, inclusione, comprensione reciproca e
inclusione, inclusiveness, solidarity, basically all that goes in line with his support for illegal immigration and of course is the Pope also a pedophile? He's an homosexual, but I don't know if he's a pedophile. I will not go as further as say he's a pedophile. I really think that we need to have some more evidence about that. However, he's surrounded by so many pedophiles. It will not be surprising, of course. Welcome to all our viewers who are tuning in from all over the world, from Italy, from Jerusalem, from America, from everywhere. This is the Leo Zagami show, and we are viewing the message of Pope Francis regarding this human fraternity document, which I discussed very much in detail also in my Italian book. For those who read Italian, I just published a new edition of Pope Francis, the Last Pope, which has a lot of additional material. But soon we will have also Volume 7. And Christy is coming out hopefully on Monday.
We see you next week.
We will have the book.
Yes.
We will have the book. For those who are interested in finding this book, go on Amazon, Google Leo Lion Zagami Volume 7, and as soon as it's basically uploaded on the system.
Probably make a show the day that it gets released.
Yes, we will do probably a show on Tuesday if the book is released.
Solidarietà. Tutti viviamo sotto lo stesso cielo, indipendentemente da dove e da come viviamo, dal colore della pelle, della religione, dal ceto sociale, dal sesso, dell'età.
Somebody says, Leo, do you believe the Pope and his minions eat children? Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I know that there is unfortunately a lot of pedophiles. I will not go as far as saying there is people. I mean, there might be some people who indulge in some cannibalistic things, especially amongst the missionaries in Africa. They even stole, to my knowledge, I know that the Knights of Malta participated actively in, let's say, the gathering of parts from human body that can be sent after Europe, like kidneys, hearts for transplants. And that is done at times killing people, not only by their own will or choice.
I hope they don't eat kids. They do everything.
Dalle condizioni di salute e da quelle economiche. Siamo tutti diversi, eppure tutti uguali. E questo periodo di pandemia ce lo ha dimostrato. Ripeto ancora una volta, da soli non ci si salva. Da soli non ci si
salva. So he goes back talking about the pandemic,
Viviamo tutti sullo stesso cielo e nel nome di Dio, noi che siamo sue creature, Dobbiamo riconoscerci fratelli e sorelle.
So, brothers and sisters, very Masonic, very Masonic. And of course, this is the Pope delivering a particular speech regarding his Human Fraternity document that was then transformed later on in his encyclica, All Brothers, very Masonic, Fratelli Tutti. By the way, the persecution of Christians goes on in Sunni nations. He doesn't say anything about that. It goes on in countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nigeria. It goes on in the Middle East, in many other countries. And the Pope does nothing to change all this. He has remained silent for so long about the persecution of Christians in Islamic countries. And now he has the courage to bring this BS to us.
Come credenti e appartenenti a diverse tradizioni religiose abbiamo un ruolo da svolgere. Qual è questo ruolo da svolgere? Aiutare i nostri fratelli e sorelle a elevare lo sguardo e la preghiera al cielo. Alziamo gli occhi al cielo, perché chi adora Dio con cuore sincero ama anche il prossimo. La fratellanza ci induce ad aprirci al Padre di tutti.
It's very much a Masonic speech more than a speech of the head of Christianity, because he is the head of Christianity. The Petrine ministry has always been the leader of all Christians worldwide. So whatever, guys, what can I say? Some bishops were going in in the catacombs. They have been doing some weird stuff and some weird rituals. We talked about the Pact of the Catacombs not so long ago on the Leo Zagami show, by the way. No? Mm-hmm. So we made a show. You can go and check it out. In the meantime, we ask all those people who are tuned in to support us, because we can't go on without your support. And your support can be delivered through Fundly, through cashapp, and these are very reliable means to support us. And please do, so we can deliver to you more shows in the English language, because a lot of people say you don't do shows in the English language. Yes, guys, but there is no donations coming from the English-speaking world.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, well, there is. Lately, we had somebody who was very kind, very generous with us, but it's one person donating for everybody else, because
it's like that in Italian sometimes.
At times, but no, there is a lot more people that
actually no, that's not true. There's a
lot more people that participate. And so, because this is a job, also I'm a journalist. My time deserves, of course, I need to work. I moved all the way from Italy with my wife here in California, and this is the way we survive. We support ourselves with the books. Please purchase our books or make the occasional donation so we can carry on in our mission. And today I will be actually having an interesting meeting later on with my friend Jordan Maxwell. Yeah. Jordan, fortunately, has not been very well lately, so it's the first time I see him after he had a stroke. I hope he's going to be fine, and I'm looking forward to see him later on, and I will bring him, of course, the regards of all the people who are following the Leo Zagami show. And we have, of course, more news, a lot of news, actually, to tell you the truth, in this crazy world that we are living in. In France, basically, Macron has almost admitted that he wants to piss off the unvaccinated. The unvaccinated, though, got pissed off themselves and surrounded the headquarters of Pfizer. And this happened in France. So let's go and check here this event that happened a few days ago in France.
Macron, Castex, assassin.
They're calling him assassin.
Macron, Castex, assassin. Véran, Macron, Castex, assassin.
Like somebody, of course, reminds us from the chat, Macron used to work for the Rothschild family. He also was a young member of the World Economic Forum, a creature of Klaus Schwab by his own admission. And the people are now really rebelling to these monsters that unfortunately have taken over the show. We can say really that all these young leaders that are part, Macron, Justin Trudeau, they all been brought up by Klaus Schwab and his Fourth Reich, which is coming together. It's crazy what's happening in our world. It's crazy also all the crazy rules and regulations that have made our children wear masks all the time, when there is more and more evidence that it's not really a positive thing to do that, Christine. I mean, what do you think about also the psychological consequences, aside from the physical consequences that weaken your system, but also the psychological consequences of not being able from a young age to interact with your neighbor, with your school buddies?
It's really important for kids to be able to see the face, especially infants. So if you have a baby, and then the mother's got the mask on.
So they're producing some monsters in this society, these people.
Because it's all about, it's terrible. It really is. But it's all planned like that, I think.
Planned, they are basically ruining the life of these future adults that will definitely
well, they're not
have
going to be able
problems.
to function in society. They won't be able to respond to humans, with facial expressions as a baby, if they're growing up and not being able to see their mother's face, so they don't know like sadness or different emotions. They don't know it. Now, I'm talking about babies,
Well, but let's see this Virginia mother who slammed schools officials over their asinine political theater. That's how she defined it. She defined the mask mandate. This emotional mother accuses the authorities of playing politics with kids' faces by placing restrictive fabrics over their noses and mouths. This video might be disturbing for the libtards. So if you are a libtard, just change channel now. That's it. Just change channel. Go somewhere else. Go on MSNBC.
I know there are many educators who want to protect children. This goal is not different from my own. Our implementation preferences may differ, but we want the same thing: to get through COVID without harm. Unfortunately, politics leads us to believe there is only one solution: masks. Yet thousands of schools around the country have been open during the entire pandemic without masks, and no corresponding rise in serious illness. There were not child coffins lined up as some educators in this county suggested would be the case. In fact, things have been going pretty much as normal. Kids are getting sick despite wearing masks. We are forcing healthy children home for exposure despite them wearing masks. And we are segregating children by vaccination status and religious exemption status despite the wearing of masks. So I ask you, if masks work, why don't they? I'd now like to cover the facts. Not policy is determined by the White House, not CDC recommendations, which I remind you is still policy. Policy, I might add, that changes by the day without any basis in science at all. So here are the facts. They're available to any one of you. Over the course of the pandemic, 49,000 children have died of all causes. 331 of those were COVID-related. Yet we have turned kids' lives upside down at school for what is essentially a non-risk. Let's put that risk into context. Last year, fewer kids died of COVID-19 than of heart disease, cancerous tumors, suicide, homicide, and drownings. Have the schools stopped serving hamburgers and French fries? Have we put up tinfoil on the ceilings to block power lines? Do we even address the growing incidences of suicide during the pandemic? No, we play politics with kids' faces by placing restrictive fabric over their noses and mouths that the CDC itself has said don't do anything, and it's for their safety. This is asinine. This is blatant political theater, and it needs to end. Finally, regarding that end, I need to point something out that has been bothering me. On November 15th of last year, I had the privilege of speaking with Dr. McDade for 10 minutes following the CRT town hall meeting. During that discussion, which was friendly and cordial, I asked what she, as superintendent, could do to get the kids out of masks. Dr. McDade told me that she would if she could, but that her hands were tied by then Governor Northam's executive order mandating face coverings. And if it weren't for that, things would be different. Well, tonight, things are different. And I'd like to ask you, Dr. McDade, tonight, what has changed? And what do you plan on doing now that your hands are untied? I'm asking all of you to step up the way other leaders who have and are ending COVID restrictions by the day. When will you? What will it take? You are on the losing side of history, and it's time to make that right before these children now.
Thank you. Well delivered. And how can you really denounce the previous policies that are really ruining the lives of children? Please share this video. Share this video in social networks. Share this video from YouTube, from Facebook, the sound is not. Okay, we will be taking this up. Here we are. The sound should be okay. Our sound is okay. Seems like Rambo is also watching. Rambo, what's up?
He's okay.
It's okay. Guys, we are opening the phone lines. You can call in +1 970 577 6369. I repeat, +1 if you call from outside the United States, 970 577 6369. Christy?
That's it.
That's it. They need to call. Okay, so the sound is good. Somebody said can't hear, Leo. I can't hear. I think that some people say it's perfect. Other people say it's good. I don't know. Somebody.
Good audio. Perfect now. Okay.
Yeah, most people say it's perfect. So whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so people need more info and awareness about the security bonds. People are starting to file claims against on these corrupt elected. Okay, one thing you have to understand, guys, is that to file claims against these corrupt elected officials is basically not going to work on the long run. The great reject will have to be something totally different. It will have to be about constructing your own society, getting ready with survivalist methods, which I also describe in my newest book. But if you think that a corrupt system will go after the people who actually are leading it to towards this direction, I mean, the system is being infiltrated. Of course, we have more chances to get people to get back on track here in the United States, where the Constitution is still revered as being relevant. I mean, when you have sabotage of the First Amendment from Silicon Valley, sabotage of the Second Amendment from Harris and Biden, Canada, forget it. Canada is a communist state. There is no freedom there. I mean, I will not ever want to live in Canada, even if you paid me. I mean, it will remind me of my worst days in socialist Scandinavia. Unfortunately, it seems, like I said earlier in some other show, that when you live at a certain altitude, how you say level, longitude. So, let's say north, you tend to have this socialistic mindset. Maybe that's why the Soviet Union is used to be so cold.
Freeze the brain.
They freeze the brain and become communist.
Sun.
Maybe, I don't know.
They're dark countries.
You cannot fight within a system to beat that system. The system is set up to not allow it. Bravo, King Snergol, the Viking. Yes, Snergol Google Son. Yeah, you are right. You're completely right. People elude themselves. that you can file claims. In Italy, they're still eluding themselves and they have lost all their freedoms, everything. There's no more Dolce Vita in Italy. There's nothing. They live in a socialist nightmare.
Like now they can only go to the store to buy like necessity, like that's the only place you can go without a vaccine passport.
It's
incredible. And what other countries are doing that?
I mean, it's
Italy.
Italy. It's the worst country in the world aside from communist China.
There?
Because unfortunately,
is Germany like that?
No, I mean, I think Germany is probably very bad, as well as Austria, but I think Italy is probably even worse. And the reason being because these countries, both Germany and Italy, have been bought out by China, and they follow the repressive methods of their new owners. That's the problem with Italy. It's been bought out by China. Austria is a country that is. But if we go in my new book, Volume 7, I describe why Austria, Germany, and these countries are marrying this kind of ways, and why they are more and more restrictive, and they are using the tyrannical ways of this sanitary dictatorship to impose on their population all kinds of draconian laws. The system here in America, guys, is still much better than any other system in the world. But we are really on our knees almost here, because, I mean, they have punched and punched and punched the system down over and over again, that is almost on the verge of collapsing.
But their stupid mandate didn't go through.
Huh?
The mandate.
Well, no, in America, we still have a constitution. We still have a Supreme Court, which fortunately is not in the hands of the enemy at the moment. We still have some possibilities. Italy is worse than Australia. Italy is worse than many other countries at the moment. It's just incredible the way that Italy is at the moment. I'm shocked as an Italian to see these Italians accepting so many restrictions. I will not be able to live in Italy today. I will not be able
Thank God we're not there.
Will not be able to do a show anymore. I will not be able to work. I would be
you would probably be
arrested
and
tortured.
Yeah. You would be tortured.
Yeah.
And I was starting to go nuts over there myself.
The restrictions.
It was like a slow kind of chipping away at your sanity, just everything that they do, to you. So I would have gone nuts. So I would have been there with you. At least we would have been together.
Yeah.
Would have been, could have been, did not. So God intervened and saved us.
And brought us here in America.
And I thank God every day I go outside, I thank God that I'm free.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Thank you that you led us here in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. And I think that is very important, because, people that are here in America and talk about oppressive measures, they don't have an idea of really how it is to live in a communist country. They don't have an idea because they have not yet lived the worst. Of course, this whole system is starting to look more and more like...
I want to say something about how bad it was for me. It was so bad for me, psychologically, that I actually shaved my head. I shaved all my hair off. That's how bad it was. And I didn't show myself for the whole time I was there. I basically didn't show myself because I was just, it was really psychologically killing me, but I'm okay now. But at the time I was just really, it was really bad. It was really bad.
Yeah,
it's hard to even express what you go through, emotionally and psychologically and everything. And then it never got better or stopped. And I think
we were not even in the era of COVID.
Just the whole thing about when they knocked down the door of our house. I had been kind of like getting better with like, you know, my hair and stuff. And then all of a sudden that happened again, and boom, I just cut all my hair. It was like almost like self-sabotage, and I was putting it back on myself, and because, you know, beauty or whatever. And, you know, I was like punishing myself. Like maybe if I could
Here we
do
have a
something.
phone call. Hello there. Welcome to the Leo Zagami show. Who am I talking with?
This is Kevin from Los Angeles. How you guys doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you for calling in. Any questions today? By the way, I
heard that there's a shortage of fertilizer for farmers, and they're talking about the cost of food going up. And recently there was an explosion in North Carolina. A fertilizer plant exploded. I don't know if you guys ever heard anything about it.
No, I haven't heard. North Carolina was there. I think actually I heard about it. There was those images that came out of North Carolina, and they were on the internet. Yeah, I remember. What do you think is happening here?
Stop it, baby.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I said. What do you think is happening?
I think they're trying to I have a loss for words here. That they're trying to manipulate food prices and cause a shortage of food.
Well, it seems like America is gradually, I understand what you mean. And since Biden has come into power, we have seen the whole transformation of American society from a Western, decent, actually a rich Western country into almost a third world country. And it's incredible, but that's the plan. The plan, remember, is to own nothing and be happy. So they want to, the Great Reset wants to make us all broke. The Great Reset wants to make us all desperate. The Great Reset wants to also make us more dependent from the state. So if you, of course, start to sabotage also the way that even the fertilizers, of course, are a necessity, that an absolute necessity for those people who are growing their crops. But if those crops are no longer there, then we still, at that point, what's going to happen? We will have to go to the state. Please help us. Help us.
Well, you know how they had that fight over the steak recently at the Golden Corral? Could you imagine what it'd be like without food?
No,
well, I mean, we showed those images on Thursday, and it was
show, by the way.
And it was completely ridiculous. I mean, but at the same time, it was sad to see adult people in America in the year 2022 basically creating a problem out of nothing because of their desperation, because of the fact that meat is scarce, the prices are very high. When we go to the supermarket nowadays and we go to the meat aisle, we really have to be ready to pay almost double what we used to pay, and it's if not double or even more. I don't know. I mean, it's like at times I watch the prices, and of course we limit each other, me and Christy, on cooking meat. We try to really become more vegetarian in a way, but because of the prices, not because necessarily we want to be vegetarian. Now, the New World Order wants us all to be vegetarian, vegan. Actually, they want us to eat some synthetic meat. They want us to eat some BS.
Like Soylent Green.
Soylent Green. Yeah, it's kind of like we're getting into that Soylent Green. Reality that it's really sad to see manifesting here in the United States. However, we still have a possibility now for the Republican Party to show if they truly care about the American people, if they're ready to not only talk but do the work, and to not only reclaim with the midterms elections of the Congress, but also to change things, to actually change things and stop this socialistic rise. And then we have, of course, the 2024 White House, the presidential election. But I'm really, at this point, wondering, whoever goes into the White House in 2024, will he be strong enough to finally put this country back on track? Because Trump avoided fighting the censorship, and he ended up being a victim of it. Yeah. He wasn't strong enough when he had the power to do it. I hope he will be strong enough to change things around. We saw, though, that yesterday, the last couple of days, Meta, the company of Mark Zuckerberg, has gone down, especially yesterday. There was in Wall Street a lot of talk about it. But the problem is that Mark Zuckerberg, of course, has created his own problem by being way too political, like most of these platforms. Now, we see it with Spotify here. I mean, Spotify has promised originally Joe Rogan to be less censored than on YouTube, because he was starting to have videos removed from YouTube. And at that point, it seemed like a good move to go on Spotify. Now, suddenly, Spotify is issuing all kinds of rules and regulations, and it seems like they're going against their number one star, because and who are these people that are going against Joe Rogan? Barry Manilow, Judy Mitchell,
Yoko. Oh no, I heard.
Yoko. I mean, these people are like dinosaurs. They should be already dead. I don't know why they're not dead. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, COVID must be not really that bad if these dinosaurs are still alive. Neil Young. I mean, these people.
They're just trying to get in the limelight that there has been.
They are trying to get in the limelight, and they are, of course, also people that for a long time have been in bed with the elite. And just like U2, Bono from U2, he's another elitarian who used to hang out with Bill Gates, used to go to the Bohemian Grove. These people are basically very much very bad people. Bad people. So we are trying to find an alternative to all this. That's why I wrote a book that wants to put forward a new project called The Great Reject. So my new book is not only an essay about the occult roots of the Great Reset, and it's of course going to be unique in that way, because no other book at the moment is talking about the occult roots of this Great Reset.
It's a movement.
And then we have also the possibility of fighting all this with a movement that wants to be known as the Great Reject. So I hope that the people understand that this is a great opportunity
I love that title, The Great Reject.
Yeah, I mean, the Great Reject. I mean, it's like, they are doing the Great Reset. Well, we are doing the Great Reject. Let's see who's gonna win it. Let's see who's gonna come out as the winner of this. No, Christy, what do you think?
I think it's great.
I mean, you of course have been editing the last few days the book and its content, and you are probably the first reader. Actually, you are the first reader because you're the one who is editing it. So you're the first reader. Before
your books are always impressive to me, but this one is different. I think it's your best book.
Yeah,
it really is your best book.
So here we have The Great Reject.
Huh?
Yeah, we have it on the screen. Watch on the screen. We have a Great Reject kind of a design. It's good. It's ready. The Great Reject is ready. You have any other questions for us?
No.
Thanks for calling, Kevin.
You follow us. You follow us every week.
Yeah, he's from Los Angeles. He's my friend.
Okay, that's good. Then we hope that you can call in also in the coming weeks, especially when the book is out, so you can give your own view, and you can maybe comment and review it live for us and for our all our viewers and listeners. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we go to our next caller soon. In the meantime, Christy, we remind the people that the phone number is +1 for those who call from outside the United States, 970-577-6369. I repeat, 970-577-6369. 9. The lines are open. We are, of course, broadcasting until 12 o'clock here, Pacific Standard Time. So that's 27 minutes from now.
Yep.
27 minutes from now, huh?
You can also answer questions in the
chat.
In the chat, because maybe people are shy and they don't want to call.
Okay, they can write their questions in the chat, no problem. We can also look in the chat. It's going to be both a hardcover and a flexible. We're going to have both options for the first time, because we never had this opportunity before. Amazon didn't provide this opportunity. Now they provide an opportunity for a hard book cover. We have already experimented with our latest book in Italian. Very nice. The way they do the hardcover is very nice. But of course, it's more pricey. So we still keep the option for the flexible for those who want to spend less and maybe just read it on the run, like an easy read to go around, or a manual, because it is a manual aside from being an essay. So volume 7 is at the moment being worked out by our graphic, and it's going to be impressive because the graphic is making a great job here. I mean, I think I have already a let's say a test trial of the cover, Christy.
Did he send you the back?
No, just I had the front, but I would like to show it to our viewers, to those who have not seen yet this. Let me see here.
Super cool.
It's super cool. It's super cool. Let me show it to all of you. This is the cover of volume 7. As you can see, the symbology is very important for us. So every detail that our graphic designer has put in has been studied very much with us, from Ahriman to the symbol that is also used by the...
How did he know?
Yeah, because we've been working together on it. And then you see, that's a dragon.
Yeah.
That is also the symbol for the WH.
So good.
It's very good. It's very good. Absolutely. He's an expert on symbolism. And so there is a lot of details here that are not immediately understood, but they will be understood later on when you have the cover in your home. Hopefully soon, guys. Somebody says, so glad that you're not in Italy anymore. We are even more glad. Absolutely. You can call in, all of you guys can call in, +1 970 577 6369. In the meantime, of course, we move on with the news today. In real time, we always bring you the news. What is Rambo saying? Because I see him a little bit moving.
He's thirsty.
He's thirsty. Rambo is thirsty. So, Joe Rogan, like I said, seemed to have moved to Spotify to have more freedom, but in a way he lost. He lost because he now had 70 shows removed, and it's all because of the N-word. The N-word. So Joe Rogan has been forced to apologize by the libtard mafia. Joe Rogan apologized for shameful past use of racial slur. Here we have. Hey Rambo, what's up with you? Huh? Hey buddy, what's up with you? Okay. This is Leo Zagami, Crazy Zagami, Rambo Zagami.
He likes to come in on the end.
Yeah, he likes to. So there is definitely a quarantine hell going on it's a quarantine hell going on at the Olympics, Christine. It's like not only we had journalists removed by force, like we showed earlier on in the show, but now Olympic teams raise concern over quarantine hotels, and the Americans have not won, to my knowledge, yet even one medal. I don't think that the United States should have sent their sports representatives, their sportsmen, their athletes to Beijing. What is your view, my dear viewers, my dear listeners? Because, I mean, Olympic teams, there is concern over quarantine hotels.
They could go in and never come back out.
Watch here. Not enough food, inedible meals, no training equipment. Some Olympic athletes unlucky enough to test positive for the coronavirus at the Beijing feel the quarantine conditions are making a bad situation much worse. My stomach hurts, said somebody. I'm very pale and I have a huge black circles around my eyes. I want all this to end. I cry every day. I'm very tired. This Russian biathlon competitor, Valeria, I mean, people here, really. Ole, welcome to the Leo Zagami show. Who am I talking with?
Hey, Leo, this is Charlie Heald, living near Olympia, Washington.
Hi.
I called your show one time before.
Oh, welcome.
About 2 years ago.
Oh, well, that's a long time ago. Sorry, we can't remember everybody who calls, but definitely thank you for calling again. We were actually we were starting our Leo Zagami show 2 years ago. We kind of like started it off when I came here to America, and we developed it in the last couple of years. And now it's like becoming, I guess for many people, there is at least a place where they can come, have fun, at the same time learn about current news, analyzed in an unusual but very detailed way, and with no censorship. So I hope you appreciate all that. By the way, I found my matches that I called the Christie, the matches from the restaurant she was talking about of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, where I used to hang out. In fact, you see the symbol here. La Veranda. What's that? Ristorante. Okay. So, do you have any question for us today?
Let's see. I was looking away from the screen, so I barely caught the last look at that business card, I guess. Well, first I wanted to come. I like that phrase that I just made it today to your show about 15 minutes ago, so I didn't get to catch the beginning of your show. But I heard you mention the phrase the Great Reject.
Yes, the Great
That's
Reject.
The first time that I've heard that, and I think that's such a good phrase.
Well, yeah,
reject the vaccine, reject Klaus Schwab, and the New World Great Reset of economic systems. You know, you'll have nothing and you'll be happy. And you know,
I think that really this movement could become really big if people read my upcoming book, and we will promote it, of course, very much in the coming weeks, together with this new movement, because within the book you have also an email where people can contact me. They can invite me around the US, especially. I'm sure that I will love, of course, to go also elsewhere around the world, but at the moment the restrictions are way too many. But wherever it's possible for me to go, I will deliver speeches on this new book and the content and how to enact this Great Reject, because it's not just an idea, but it's a practical way that I am, I'm showing the places in the US where people are moving in. They're moving out from other places, but they're moving into specific locations where they're creating communities. And so all this, hopefully, I have actually a meeting later on with some people who just came from the Republican gathering that was in Las Vegas, and they are also interested in this new thing. So the Great Reject wants to really become a movement. Now, I don't know how it's gonna. Of course, it depends from the people.
Is that the title of your new book?
This is the title of my new book is from the Occult Roots of the Great Reset to the Populist Roots of the Great Reject. So you see, it's part of the title.
Okay, okay, great.
So it's like we have populist roots, we have the opportunity to still decide for our future until we are all microchipped and treated like cattle. So, I mean, until that point that we still have this freedom, we should use it, and we should implement this new idea that I'm putting forward.
I'm going to get your book for sure.
Thank you so much, and thank you for calling today, me and Christy. I would like to see you calling also more often than only every 2 years. So please call us more often.
I hope to meet you guys in person. I'm in Olympia, Seattle.
Okay, well, we definitely would love to come wherever people will invite us. When this new book comes out, we will be, of course, touring to present this book and to present this project, which, like we said, is an alternative to the Great Reset, the Great Reject. So thank you so much, and we will, of course, now give opportunity to other listeners to call in. Christy, we only have 15 minutes left, you see. The time flies, eh? Time flies. So if you want to call us, +1 970 577 6369, you can call us for another 15 minutes. Then, of course, we will have to close down the lines, because that will be the moment of bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. We have left the time we used to have. I mean, we just follow the schedule we used to have when we were doing the radio. We think that this time is a good time for you. You see that people like it on Saturday. Please share this video. Please understand that we are trying to bypass a lot of censorship here, not only shadow banning, but removal of the channels. So if we want to stay tuned, I would suggest you also subscribe to the other channels that are listed in this video, please, because we don't know for how long this we are the last strike on this channel. If they remove it, Chris is gonna get so upset. Hey, Christy, get upset. But you know, it happened before, Christy. It happened before. It's happened before, so we shouldn't be upset. Unfortunately, we are working on platforms that belong to the enemy, and we have to be ready to take the consequences if the enemy decides suddenly to remove us. That's how it is. But we have a plan, and that is subscribe to the emergency channels that we have created. We have also created a Telegram channel. It's mostly addressed to my Italian audience, but we will try to implement in the coming weeks also some more English posts.
Do you on your leozagami.com, do you always have the current where we're broadcasting from?
Well, at the moment, actually, I have the new one, which we will have reestablished hopefully in the next couple of days. So I want people, I'm like pushing people to subscribe to this other channel, this new official, the Leo Zagami show, because we need to have, of course, the possibility in case this one gets closed down. But we hopefully it will not be closed down, but we don't know. We have started a Rumble channel, but it's really difficult to get any interest on Rumble. And guys, to spend most of my time uploading on Rumble when I don't get any, I mean, I have a Rumble channel and people don't seem interested. You spend hours uploading. By the way, Rumble doesn't provide you with a live streaming service if you don't pay a big sum of money. And we don't have that kind of money at the moment for our English-speaking audience. We don't receive that kind of money to invest on Rumble's streaming because it's pretty expensive. Their prices are pretty high. So that's why at the moment, Rumble, we have a channel. We use it mostly for videos that are censored. If they censor this video, then you will find it on Rumble. But that's the only reason. Otherwise, we will carry on YouTube. Guillotines for anyone upsetting Christy. That's cool. The excitable man. Rambo First Blood. Well, Rambo is very vicious. Somebody calls Italy. Hey, hello primo. Hello Christy. That's okay. Hello Italia. And that's Alessandro from Italia. Today we are broadcasting soon. I have also my Italian show. So we are really at the end of this interesting.
Yeah,
they're starting to line up for my. We are at the last minutes of the show, but we still take calls if you want. Just to open the line +1 970 577 6369. Call in for another 10 minutes. Then we will, of course, close the lines, and let's move on to more news. Zero medals, like I said, for the USA on the first day of the Olympics, of the Winter Olympics. That's not that great. Well, there is also China. How's China growing? Clout led Hollywood to look for a new villain. Ooh, what does that mean? I don't think that Hollywood can criticize really China, because China starts to own everything in Hollywood. That's the problem here. Eh? They have even pushed for Chinese superheroes on Marvel, Disneyland cartoons with Chinese teams. So how is China's growing clout led Hollywood to look for a new villain? When MGM started work on a reboot of Red Dawn, China was the obvious aggressor. They wanted to do Red Dawn, but then China, by the time the movie was shot, that decision represented political suicide. So that's it. They stopped the new version of Red Dawn because...
And it was really like Red China, Red Dawn. It would have been good.
But instead they stopped it.
What a bunch of chickens.
Bunch of chicken. No, chicken. They got a lot of money. That's it. It's insane that this is happening. But this is what is happening. And it's sad. I mean, bowing down to China... every decision that China makes, we have to bow down. Lee and Christy, you are both are freezing up a lot. That doesn't depend from us. That depends from your connection, my friend, because here, at the moment, we are broadcasting live. Now, if the StreamYard service that we rely on for the streaming on the various channels is doing that, that's, of course, a problem that is also not us, but we can't do anything about it. But please check your internet connection. Thank you, Liam family. I'm a big fan. I'm reading issue 6 right now. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from you more often. You are correct. We shouldn't have gone to participate. Absolute idiocracy. Well, absolutely. Have you seen the flag of, for the United States at the Olympic? It only has 5 stars instead of 50. I never heard. I never saw that. I think it's BS. I mean, it's crazy. By the way, alcohol has returned on planes, by the way. But,
that's just lovely.
Well, but flight...
Well, maybe it'll make them chill out.
Well, yeah, and flight attendants feel unsafe from the workplace because they're so retarded. Well, just live with it. You are flight attendants. That's what you do. Drinks have been served on planes forever, since the beginning of commercial flights. And I think that...
I think everybody was getting drunk before... like drinking too much, like not pacing themselves before, going on the plane. That's why there was all the fights, maybe.
I think, listen, the mask is something that is annoying everybody and making people more and more agitated. That's the big problem. Now, there's been a lot of talk, especially from the mainstream media, about Mike Pence. Mike Pence, who was a possible candidate. He's going to run in 2024. He's going to run? Yeah, he's going to run for his life. I mean, Mike Pence, guys, I explain in volume 7 in my new book why Mike Pence is a Jesuit agent, how he became a Jesuit agent, and who directs him on his next moves. Guys, in volume 7, Mike Pence exposed. That's another of the content that you should be looking forward to. So, I mean, is there a good Bible pre-King James? I don't trust the elite to Shakespeare. Any thoughts? Well, I think that you should always, when it comes to Bibles, compare all of them, including the King James Version, but compare all the versions, especially the earlier ones. And then, of course, take your own decision on what you want to absorb or not and how you want to absorb it. Because the problem with the Bible is that it's been, of course, at time crafted and molded for political reasonings that have nothing to do with the religion. And that is more easy for us to understand nowadays. However, Pence is really the new darling of the left. He's a typical rhino. is become really a complete and utter disgrace of a politician, I think that he will have probably had more respect if he just got out of politics, because there is no way if he makes, who is going to vote for Mike Pence? The Democrats? I mean, listen, but the GOP is not going to vote for this guy. So this whole thing, Pence begins laying the groundwork of a potential run for president 2024. It's BS. It's crazy. It's insane. I don't see any reason why this guy should even waste his time. But if they probably, he's an act of disturbance created by the left. He's going to get a lot of money from George Soros to just get down there and disturb the left, disturb the right, the GOP. The GOP is already quite disturbed and sabotaged. I would like to see a different kind of Trump, a Trump that is less closer to the big pharma, like most of the GOP, if he decides now to run for the next elections. And of course, you know, I've been one of the first supporters of President Donald J. Trump, even before he was president. When he made his presidential bid, Alex Jones came to Rome. We decided together to support him. And from that moment onwards, we didn't look back at it. But now both me and Alex are a little bit skeptic on, especially on the fact that he has demonstrated this closeness with Big Pharma, which is it's not acceptable for me personally. Yeah, then I don't know. I mean,
he's not going to do any kind of mandate. And so maybe that's like, yeah, I think, well, who am I going to vote for?
Well, no, I mean, of course, we're going to vote
for him.
He's the best possible candidate. I'm not saying that there is, you know, we shouldn't waste our vote. We shouldn't waste our vote, but it's really
vote.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know DeSantis, and he's not even running yet. So
I think that interestingly enough, these days. Welcome to the Leo Zagami show. I'm seeing that you're not calling from the United States. Where are you calling from?
Hello? I am calling from Holland.
Holland, welcome. How is everything in Holland? What do you think about that journalist that was removed? He was a Dutch journalist. Did you see the scene? Sorry.
Can you say it again?
First of all, this is something that you should always learn from. I learned from when I used to work in radios back in the days. You should put down the volume of your of your computer device, because it's echoing.
There's a delay.
There is a delay. So either you put yourself in headphones, or it's going to be very difficult for me to communicate with you.
Okay, I can now hear you clear.
Perfect. Sorry for this little technical point I had to make. But like I said, did you see what happened with that Dutch journalist earlier? Because this is breaking news. We didn't really understand what he was saying, what happened. Did you manage to follow it? I will replay it for you, so you can maybe tell us, as you, of course, talk Dutch, no?
We gaan naar China, naar onze correspondent Sjoerd den Daas. Sjoerd, jij staat vlakbij het stadion. Wat gaat China de komende uren laten zien?
Ja. 相当一会儿，我现在在新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen.
Ja, dat kan maar, ja. Dat denk ik ook, Sjoerd.
So what's happening here?
He is talking about the games, and he is in China, and he is heaven. I'm so nervous, Leo.
No worry, absolutely. Yeah, you have to be. Actually, it's a pleasure actually to have somebody calling from Holland. I visited many times Holland, Amsterdam. I've been in Rotterdam. I've been around Holland. It's a great place. Great flowers.
I am in Amsterdam, and on this moment, the QR code is needed in restaurants, theaters, and they even have police in disguise to pick out people who have no QR code.
It's like in Italy. Yeah, it's like in Italy. They have the same thing in Italy. The QR code is part of this super green pass that they use to access their bars, their restaurants, their shops. Is that a new thing in Holland?
Yeah, it is everywhere in Holland. They don't want to let go of the measurement.
Yeah, just like in Italy. I showed the I mean, yesterday I was doing it on my Italian show, but I think I can show it to you, that there is actually a European Union intention of extending all these measures, even if we are talking about a situation which actually is getting much better and should require no restrictions. But it seems like the European Union is giving, the European Commission states that they are proposing that until 2023, until June 30, 2023, the present arrangements continue. I'm going to show you actually on the screen here. Coronavirus Commission proposes to extend the EU Digital COVID certificate by 1 year. And as you can see, ending 30th of June 2023. What's your idea about this? I mean, it's like
I have heard
crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that too. On the other hand, Denmark,
it's opening
UK,
up. Yeah.
Finland,
Sweden,
Norway, they all lifted all measurements.
And Sweden too. It's now lifting all measurements.
And Sweden too. Yes, yes.
Yes. So I guess that Holland, unfortunately, is under the grip of the House of Orange-Nassau. Yes, the monarchy. And unfortunately, the Orange-Nassaus have been in the hands of the Illuminati for over 2 centuries, and they love socialism, and their constitutional monarchy is hell on earth. I am very much myself in favor of a monarchy. If the monarchy is a traditional absolute monarchy, I don't accept these constitutional monarchies that arise after the French Revolution and the First World War, because I think they are all corrupted and compromised and are part of the manipulation. No, I mean, I see that the House of Orange-Nassau is very much into destroying Christianity as everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think in the Netherlands there are hardly Christians to fight.
Wow, that is quite incredible. I really thank you for your call because you have definitely give us an idea. There has been in the past some videos coming from Holland about some very ugly confrontations with the police. Do you think that might reoccur again?
Yeah, it is absolutely horrific. They are so, I don't know, it looks like the SS. The SS? You remember the SS?
Yeah, well, let's not forget that a member of the Royal House of Holland was part of the SS. I was actually, was also co-founder of the Bilderberg Club. Have you heard about Rotterdam and what's happening with the yacht of Jeff Bezos? So that they actually are an historical bridge in Rotterdam is being literally how you say lifted, yeah, to get the Bezos yacht pass by. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. I mean,
you know what they have ready? There are a lot of protesters. They bought a lot of eggs.
And they're gonna throw a lot of eggs too. I remember once I stayed in a fantastic boat hotel in Rotterdam. It was fantastic. It was a great place. It was there on the river. But I mean, it was very unusual scenario, but always very. I remember I never went to Holland one day with the sun. It's always cloudy. Maybe I wasn't very much in luck, but you know, which side of Holland again you're calling from? Amsterdam. Okay.
I am from Amsterdam.
Ah, fantastic. I remember going there, you know, in my youth, stuff, working, also the DJ and stuff. There used to be an annual event also dedicated to dance music as a record producer. And I remember going there, and of course, it was the only country in Europe where it was legal to smoke cannabis. And it was actually... it was very, very interesting for me to be able to just get into these places, these coffee shops, order and have. And the first time I remember I got this joint in this shop in Amsterdam and I smoked, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I mean, it was like so powerful. Wow, man, that was knocked off. But thank you so much for calling, and please call again because we really enjoyed our conversation with you. And take care and have a wonderful week.
Yeah, thank you very much. Greetings for Christy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, we have reached 2 hours. Exactly 2 hours for our show. It was 2 hours go very quickly, Christy. You see, it's kind of like very quick. It was a pleasure to be with our audience. Rambo enjoyed it. Here he is. Rambo, when you need to actually be energetic, you go back to sleep. Did he go back to sleep?
Yeah, he did.
Was he sleeping on his mama?
Oh, look at his little belly button. That's not his belly button.
Okay, Chihuahua. Oh, Chihuahua. Are you there? Hey, friend. Okay, so take care, guys. Take care.
Bye, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
It wasn't his belly button. Ooh, Rambo.
I'm such a blonde.
Take care, guys. I see you
next time.
Until next time. We might be doing an extra show on Tuesday, but please support us. Cash App, Fundry, GoFundMe, if you want to use it, are available to support the Leo Zagami show, aside from purchasing, of course, all our books, including our bestseller, volume 6.66.
I'm going to take him out now.
Take out Rambo. And from Palm Springs, California, that was the Leo Zagami show.
Bye, everyone.